Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another installment of our 3-minute drum lesson series. We've been talking a lot about subdividing and adding grace notes and polyrhythms to our playing. Let's talk a little bit and beyond that, then sort of building on that idea of adding in some dynamics to your playing, because a lot of people find that drums are played at one volume, and that really shouldn't be the case. There should be dynamics. It's almost as though you have to think about your drum kit as being multiple instruments being played at once. It's not like a guitar player or keyboard player where there's one instrument being played at a particular volume. Yes, of course, they have different compression and they have distortion and so on in guitars, but in the case of drums, you have very different tones and very different volumes being played. Now, let's talk a little bit, first of all, about when playing the hi-hats versus the snare. Hi-hats should be played at a lower volume because most people want to hear a bass and a kick pulse. That's the idea behind the beats being played by drummers. So as an example, you notice that my hi-hat isn't particularly loud as compared to the bass and the snare. The hi-hat is there to create what's called a ride or a reference, a foundation on which to build your beat. And then from there, it's a concentration on your right foot and your left hand, interacting with one another, creating the groove. The idea there being that with the hi-hat, it keeps the same volume and it allows the other two to be more predominant in the sound of your rhythm. The idea then too is to start adding dynamics to your playing. When you play grace notes, you want to play them at a quieter volume as compared to the bass drum or the pulse of the 2 and 4 in the case of a 4/4 time signature on your snare. Now, the idea also with dynamics is to start adding in fills with that same dynamic interaction. Some notes being quieter, other ones being more predominant, and that will almost flavor the sound of your fills as opposed to just playing strict 16th notes around the kit, which every drummer wants to do. That's kind of boring. The idea is now you want to start to add a little bit more, and we can talk about that in the next lesson, how we're going to start adding that same dynamic feel in our fills.